What's up, everybody? It's me, Anthony, and it's the time of the week again. It's Anthony's NFL Picks. Week 17, the Christmas edition. Heard me right, we are now going into Christmas. It is crazy. We're in the 17th week, and the playoff picture is slowly coming together, which I'm very happy about. Which is good for them, because again, I want to see some new teams go in, and this season has been a really crazy season so far. Craziest I've ever seen. So I'm excited to see what will happen. So before we start, again, like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bells to get updated on my newest content. I cannot believe that next week will be the last week of the regular season, and these videos are going to get shorter and shorter because, again, not much teams are going to be playing because of the playoffs and eventually the Super Bowl. Who will go? We'll find out. But last week, I went 9-7, which is mediocre, and now my overall record is 151, 84-1. Still very good this season, despite what's going on. But let's get things started, and kicking things off, we start off with our Christmas games, and actually, all of our Christmas games this season are all divisional battles. So our first one takes us to the 6-8-1 Cowboys and my 4-11 Commanders. Both teams are coming back from losses. The Cowboys are here after losing to the Chargers 34-17. And also, the Cowboys have been eliminated from the playoffs after that Philadelphia win over my Commanders, which the Commanders are coming back from that loss. The Commanders are screwed. Marcus Mariota got hurt, and Josh Johnson might be starting. Gosh, how bad does the season have to be? First we lose Jaden Daniels, Marcus Mariota, and now we have Josh Johnson starting. What is going on? But to be honest, I think Dallas will win. I know it's a very meaningless game. Both teams are not going to the playoffs. I'm going to still go with Dallas either way. Cowboys will defeat the Commanders 28-23. Cowboys will be 7-8-1. Commanders will be 4-12. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we have an NFC North matchup between the 8-7 Lions and the 7-8 Vikings. Lions are here after losing that controversial game against the Steelers, losing 29-24, which I'm surprised about. And the Lions are really bad. They're 8-7, and I don't think they're going to make the playoffs because they have no defense. That's the same issue they had last season without Hutchinson. Brian Branch is now out. Well, Hutchinson's healthy this season, but Branch is now out. Terran Arnold is out. A lot of players on the Lions are out. And this is a huge issue for them because they've just lost to Pittsburgh at home. But now they're going on to Minnesota against the Vikings, who beat the Giants because, again, the Giants are completely an abomination to this whole planet, 16-13. And J.J. McCarthy will not be playing. So Christmas Day, we're going to get Jared Goff and Max Brosmer. What is going on at this point anymore? But to be honest, I'm going with Detroit either way. The Lions need this victory. If they lose, they are eliminated, and that's going to feel weird. So I'm going to choose them over Minnesota. They have to win this game so they can go to the playoffs. But I don't know if they're going to make it this season due to all these injuries. But I'm going to go with Detroit. The Lions will defeat the Vikings 20-14. The Lions will be 9-7. The Vikings will be 7-9. We move on to the next game. And coming up for our last Thursday night game and our Christmas games, we have an AFC West showdown between the 12-3 Broncos and the 6-9 Chiefs. Both teams are coming back from losses. Denver is here after losing to Jacksonville, losing at home for the first time this season ever, 34-20. Now they're going on at Kansas City against the Chiefs, who are 6-9, who lost to Tennessee, surprisingly, 26-9. Cam Ward had a great game, but again, the Chiefs are banged up with injuries, and Gardner Minshew tore his ACL, so looks like Chris Oakledone is going to be starting. Oh my goodness. These Christmas games are really bad this season. Again, during the beginning of the season, they thought they were going to be good because, again, a lot of teams were not expected to be like this. But again, the season is so weird, so I'm going to go with the Broncos. The Chiefs are downright garbage. I think they're going to be rebuilding next season. I think Kelsey is done. He's going to retire. I don't think Mahomes will be the same, and I'm thankful the Chiefs are no longer a dynasty anymore. Thank the Lords. But I'm going to go Denver over this win. Broncos will defeat the Chiefs 31-10. Broncos will go on to be 13-3. The Chiefs will go on to be 6-10. We move on with the next game. And coming up next, here are our Saturday games. And Saturday, fun fact, is my brother's birthday. He will be 23. And we'll get to that later. But anyway, we have our first Saturday game. And this is going to be a really good game. It's a battle between the 10-5 Texans and the 11-4 Chargers. Texans are here after barely beating the Raiders. They had a very ugly game, winning that game 23-21. That Texans defense, however, is still really good. They've been amazing ever since, their bye week. They've been playing very well. They go from like 4-5 to 10-5, which is a huge upgrade. They've won 6 straight. They've done so much better. However, they're taking on the Chargers, and this is an actual rematch of the wild card last season. The Chargers actually lost this game in the wild card last season, 32-12. But the Chargers are a really good team too. They beat the Cowboys. They look really good right now. They're 11-4. But to be honest, this can be a really good game though. It's in LA though, but to be honest, I think the Chargers are the better team. I think they're going to beat the Texans. But again, the Texans, I don't know if we're going to win the division because again, there's the Jaguars, and the Chargers actually clinched a playoff spot. Speaking of them. So I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. Chargers will defeat the Texans 33-30. Chargers will be 12-4. The Texans will go on to be 10-6. We move on to the next game. Coming up to end off our Saturday games is Saturday Night Football between the 7-8 Ravens, and we also have the 9-5-1 Packers. Oh my goodness. This is a very weird game, I have to admit. This is going to be really hard because, again, a lot of injuries have derailed the season. Lamar Jackson, he got hurt in the second quarter with a back injury against New England, losing to them 28-24 on Sunday night, which I thought the Ravens were going to win. But again, the Ravens, again, are not really for real. I don't think they're ever going to win a Super Bowl, to be honest. Even with Lamar Jackson, I don't think they're going to win. And I think John Harbaugh might either get fired or something's going to happen to him. But don't get me wrong, he was a really good head coach. I think it's just time for him to hang up the cleats, or I don't know. But they're taking on the Packers, who completely choked against Chicago in overtime, losing 22-16. Jordan Love got hurt, which is a huge blow for Green Bay. They're in big trouble. They need to win these games. They're back at home, and they need to win over Baltimore. And if the Ravens lose, they're eliminated, and the Steelers win the AFC North. I know, it's crazy. But if Jordan Love is in, I think they could win the game. But I'm really hoping that the Packers win this game because I chose them. Because I'm going to do it right now. The Packers will defeat the Ravens 29-24. Packers will go on to be 10-5-1. The Ravens will be 6-7-9. We move on with the next game. And now it's time for our 1 p.m. games. And kicking off for the battle for the 1 p.m. games, we have a battle for Florida, actually. It's a Florida game, and it's between the 7-8 Buccaneers and the 6-9 Dolphins. Buccaneers are here after losing to the Panthers 23-20. They blew that game, and that's a huge blow for Tampa Bay because the Buccaneers, I thought, were going to win. They were about to beat the Panthers. They were so close, and then Baker Mayfield threw that last-second interception, causing them to lose, which was funny. And the Dolphins are here after completely losing to the Bengals because, again, Quinn Ewers is actually starting this game, I think, because Tua got benched for Monday night against the Steelers week 15. So Quinn Ewers started and he threw for 2 picks. The Dolphins are really bad. I don't think Mike McDaniel will keep his job, to be honest. But again, the Buccaneers need this must-win game because if they want to go to the playoffs, they have to win this game. And we'll get to the Panthers later, though. But I think they're going to win over the Dolphins. It's a bounce-back, rebound game. I'm going with Tampa Bay. Buccaneers will defeat the Dolphins 22-17. Buccaneers will be 8-8. Dolphins will go on to be 6-10. We move on to the next game. Coming up at our next game, we have an AFC East matchup between the 12-3 Patriots and the 3-12 Jets. Patriots are here after winning against the Ravens 28-24 on Sunday night. They looked really good. Drake May had a little bit of a rough start in the first quarter, but again, that doesn't matter because the Patriots are now going to the playoffs. They clinched because of that. And they're now going on against the Jets, who lost to the Saints because, again, the Jets can't continue to jet themselves 29-6. Brady Cook is not good. He is terrible. I think they're going to tank, either get Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore, Ty Simpson. I don't know. But to be honest, New England's going to win this game. The Patriots have been undefeated on the road this whole season, which is crazy to me. I did not expect the Patriots to go this far. I thought they were going to win like 10 games. Don't get me wrong, because Mike Vrabel's a great coach. I don't know why the Tennessee Titans would let him go. But they're doing a really good job. I think they're going to beat the Jets. The Jets are downright a dumpster fire. No matter what they do, the Jets will continue to Jets. And because of this, I'm going with the Patriots. Patriots will defeat the Jets 34-26. Patriots will go on to be 13-3. The Jets will go on to be 3-13. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we have a lot of division battles this weekend. Our next one takes us to an AFC North matchup between the 9-6 Steelers and the 3-12 Browns. Steelers are here after winning that controversial game against the Lions, 29-24, and now the Steelers have another winning season now at 9-6, so Mike Tomlin's keeping his job. I swear, Aaron Rodgers might retire after the season, and I think that Kyler Murray might be the new starter in 2026. I think that's my prediction. I don't think that's going to happen, though, but I think it's going to be a prediction, and because of this, I think they're going to beat the Browns. The Browns are here after losing to Buffalo, but they played a close game. They lost 23-20. The Bills had a lot of red flags for me, but Shedeur threw for 2 picks. He is not good. He is garbage, and they hyped him all over. He's now 6 for 8, 6 touchdowns through 8 picks. I don't think he's the answer. And again, he is a rookie, though, but I don't know. I don't think he's the answer. Again, the way the Browns run their quarterbacks, it's going to be like their 48th one if they get a new one. And they should have kept Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel wasn't that bad, to be honest. He's better than Shedeur Sanders, I have to admit. He has 7 touchdowns through 2 picks. But apparently, Shedeur Sanders is in starting, which makes no sense. So I think Dylan Gabriel should be starting. He's not bad. He's just, again, the Browns are not a good organization. They don't know how to, have a good franchise quarterback. It's just rare. Baker Mayfield's like the only good one they had in my time watching football. I'm going to go with the Steelers either way. I think they're going to beat the Browns and sweep them this season. The Steelers will beat the Browns 27-16. The Steelers will go on to be 10-6. The Browns will go on to be 3-13. We move on with our next game. And coming up at our next game, we have an AFC South matchup, and this is between the 11-4 Jaguars and the 8-7 Colts. Jaguars are here after winning over Denver. That big win on the road against the Broncos. The Broncos were undefeated at home. Now they have a loss because of them. And because of this, the Jaguars have clinched the playoff spot. So the Jaguars are going to the playoffs. They're taking on the 8-7 Colts, who lost to the Niners yesterday, completely getting decimated by them. Philip Rivers, he had an okay game, though, but again, he's old, and the Colts are banged up with injuries, and the Niners are a great team, and we'll get to the Niners later. But I think that they're going to beat the Colts because, again, the Jaguars are healthier. Trevor Lawrence is playing out of his mind. Liam Cohen's a great head coach. Travis Etienne's amazing. Parker Washington, amazing as well. Brian Thomas, really good. I think the Jaguars are going to win this game. It's going to be a very easy victory. They're going to just win over them. The Jaguars will defeat the Colts 24-19. Jaguars will be 12-4. The Colts will be 8-8. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we have a battle between these two teams that are the worst teams at the time, and now they've won games, apparently. We got the 5-10 Saints and the 3-12 Titans. Saints are here after winning their 3rd straight game. Tyler Shuck is playing a really good game. He's not a bad quarterback. I think they should keep Tyler Shuck and just bench Spencer Rattler or use him as a backup. I don't know, but Tyler Shuck might be the answer. I know he's old and all, but he's looking really good. He's looking a lot better than Spencer Rattler, Mahomes, the great value version of Mahomes. But I think they're going to beat Tennessee. The Titans had a great game. They beat Kansas City. But again, the Chiefs were banged up with injuries. And the Titans played very well. Cam Ward, they won their first home game in over a year. And they finally won a home game, which is shocking. The Titans actually did it. And I think the Titans could be a good team in the future. If Cam Ward's given it enough time, if they get a good head coach, if they know how to run the organization, I think the Titans will be a great team. Same thing with the Saints. Mickey Loomis is somehow still there. I don't know how, but they look really good still either way. Kellen Moore looks like a great head coach, but again, these wins are over meaningless teams, and both teams are already eliminated. So I'm going to go with the Saints over this one. The Saints are going to probably win their 4th straight game. They look really good. They beat division opponents. They beat the Buccaneers and the Panthers, and then they beat the Jets. So I think they're going to beat the Titans. The Saints will defeat the Titans 21-13. Saints will go on to be 6-10. The Titans will drop on to be 3-13. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the best team in the NFC, the 12-3 Seahawks, taking on the 8-7 Panthers. Seahawks are here after that big victory on Thursday night, beating the Rams in overtime, 38-37. Huge comeback. Sam Darnold played like an MVP. That looked like a playoff game. I think that could be a future NFC Championship game, another division matchup. But who knows? It's anyone's game at this point because of this season. But they're going to take on the Panthers, who surprisingly beat Tampa Bay and are leading the division at 8-7. Bryce Young really improved from his first year to his 3rd year, which is amazing. I don't know if the Panthers might make it, but if the Panthers do make the playoffs, this will be the first time they made it since I was in 7th grade. The last time they won a playoff game, I was in 5th grade, actually. And now I'm a junior in college. I'm 20 years old. I was 12 when they made it. And I think they're going to lose, though, because, again, Seattle is a great team. It's at home, though, but I'm taking Seattle. The Seahawks are a really good team. I think they could get the number 1 seed. I don't know what Minnesota was thinking over cutting Sam Darnold, but he looks amazing out there with Jackson Smith-Njigba. They got Kenneth Walker. They got a lot of great players, the Seahawks, and because of that, I think they're going to beat the Panthers on this one. Seattle will defeat the Panthers 35-27. Seahawks will go on to be 13-3. The Panthers will go on to be 8-8. We move on to the next game. Coming up at our next game to end the 1 p.m. games, we have the 3-12 Cardinals and the 5-10 Bengals. Both teams are not going to the playoffs. The Cardinals are here after losing to the Falcons 26-19 in the Battle of the Birds against Atlanta because, again, the Cardinals are not a great team. Jacoby Brissett is better than Kyler Murray, I have to admit. Jacoby Brissett's not a bad quarterback, though, but I think they should get somebody new, a veteran, or draft someone in the 2026 draft. I don't know who's going to go to Arizona. But again, they have a lot of great future. The only good player on the Cardinals right now is Trey McBride, who's been really good. But I'm going to go with the Bengals. The Bengals had a great game against Miami, and the Bengals are not a bad team. Burrow is still really good despite all these injuries that affected him this season. But to be honest, I'm going to take the Bengals over the Cardinals any other Sunday. The Cardinals are just a bad team all over. The Bengals will defeat the Cardinals 30-20. Bengals will go on to be 6-10. Cardinals will be 3-13. And now that's the end for our 1 p.m. games. Now we have our 4 p.m. games, which are only 2 games, surprisingly, because, again, all these games were Saturday, Thursday, and a lot of them were 1 p.m. games. So our next game takes us against the battle of the worst teams in the NFL, the Tank Bowl, between the 2-13 Giants and the 2-13 Raiders. And fun fact, my brother is actually going to this game along with my dad for his birthday. My dad is a Giants fan, my brother is a Raiders fan, and it's on his birthday, the day after his birthday. So they're going to Vegas to see this game, 2-13, 2-13, which is crazy. This can be a fun game, though, but I think the Raiders are going to ruin their tank because, again, the Raiders, they beat the Texans almost, 23-21, and the Giants are here after losing to Minnesota because Jackson Dart forgot how to throw a football. But to be honest, I'm going with the Raiders. The Raiders are going to probably win and mess up their tank, but I'm going to take them over them. Raiders will defeat the Giants 16-13. Raiders will go on to be 3-13. The Giants will be 2-14. We move on with our next game. And coming up next, we got a pretty good game. We go from a good game to a bad game. Or a bad game to a good game, our 4 p.m., or another one. It's between the 10-5 Eagles and the 11-4 Bills. Eagles are here after winning the NFC East finally back-to-back for the first time in over 20 years. They beat the Commanders 29-18. Now they're going on to Buffalo against the Bills, who kind of set a lot of red flags for me the other day. They barely beat the Browns 23-20. And again, the Bills are in the playoffs too, and the Eagles are also in the playoffs. So both teams are already clinched in. But if the Bills want to win the AFC East, they got to beat the Eagles. And the Eagles, I don't know if they're for real, though, but Buffalo's going to play a good game. It's going to be a close one, though, but I'm going to take Buffalo on this one. Buffalo will defeat the Eagles 34-31. Bills will be 12-4. The Eagles will go on to be 10-6. We move on with our next game. Coming up next for Sunday Night Football, we have a pretty good game. It's the battle of the 11-4s. The 11-4 Bears and the 11-4 Niners. Both teams are actually in the playoffs. They clinched the playoffs last weekend. They're both in now. So the Bears are here after winning against the Packers, playing a great game. Now they're taking on the Niners, who also played a great game against the Colts. And the Niners look really good too. But to be honest, this is going to be a really good game for Sunday night. But to be honest, I'm going to go with the 49ers on this one. The 49ers are a better team. I think they're going to beat Chicago. But again, it's anyone's game at this point. They're in Levi Stadium, so I think they have that home field advantage. I'm taking the 49ers over any day. 49ers will defeat the Bears 32-26. The Niners will be 12-4. The Bears will be 11-5. We move on with our next game. And last but not least for this week, we got Monday Night Football. We have a battle between no other than the 11-4 Rams and the 6-9 Seahawks. The Rams are here after losing that crazy game against the Seahawks, barely beating them 38-37. Really good matchup, and now I'm very surprised because I thought the Rams were going to win that game. They blew that game, but either way, they're taking on the Falcons, who are 6-9, who played very well against Atlanta, who are already eliminated. But to be honest, I'm going to go with the Rams on this one. This is a very easy game. The Rams are already in the postseason, so I'm going to go with them. Rams will defeat the Falcons 23-15. The Rams will go on to be 12-4. The Falcons will be 6-10. And that is it for this week, everybody. These are all my NFL picks for Week 17. Tune in next week for Anthony's NFL picks Week 18, which will be premiering next Tuesday, December 30th. And this is Anthony signing off, and have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.